being said, the pretty lover boy, sweet lover boy, clever lover boy, whatever.
Certified lover boy. Sweet lover boy.
Sweet lover boy.
Sweet lover boy with the emojis with the pregnant women on the cover. So Drake dropped his long-awaited compilation project.
Stab.
Yeah. And
Stabbing pregnant women?
yeah.
Oh no. Dang.
No, but
I ain't from Texas.
oh, no, that's a bar. Actually, people from Texas. Never mind. So, yeah. So he dropped the project. I did actually run it one time.
Did you?
It's the first time I've actually ever ran a Drake project front to back.
Wow.
I know.
Give him a round of applause,
I know.
people.
Yeah,
I won't. You didn't even listen to Kanye's front to back.
He did. He was still twice. You had to
okay.
play.
Well, no, one time. I stopped it at track 25 because
MLB the
Make sure-
show.
I'm gonna make sure you know I
I
only
don't really
listened
care.
one time. Gave him that one
One
time.
time.
Yeah.
I gave him that one listen. No, I did listen one time. I was just curious. Well, the main reason why was because I had heard the rumor that Drake was going to be rapping on it, like rapping.
You hear
Yeah.
that same rumor every time.
Yeah, I don't know where it came from, but I was like, all right, I'll give it a chance. So I pulled up, little streaming service and press play on it. And
Were you excited? Were you like,
no, I was curious.
Oh, okay.
You're
I
like,
was just
finally.
curious. Yeah, I was like,
Sweet
oh, man.
lover boy.
I've been wanting to like Drake for so long. No, but I think that, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't really have a ton to say about it because I'm not the hugest Drake fan. So I don't really know a ton of his material. I know he's a pop artist. I know he does make like the same type of project pretty much every time, or at least the same type of music across the board. He doesn't seem to cover anything that's going on like cultural news at all. It's so
Nah, he's
like,
not that guy.
He's not that guy. So,
No.
so I believe our subject matter topic is related to people maybe wanting more from Drake and or okay with him just making the same type of project over and over. So my question, I think I'm probably going to go to Jay first because you are in the clubs and all that good stuff. So what do you think about that? Does it matter that he is making the same type of project over and over again? If he is, I don't know. I'm talking ignorant right now. Or do people want more from him?
I don't think people want more from him. I think at this point we understand, especially after listening to this project, that Drake has hit his ceiling. What we're going to get from Drake is what we're going to get from Drake. And I don't think we should be disappointed or be like, oh yeah, he's going to take it to the no, he's not. No, he's not. He's, we have seen what Drake can do. We know what his step back jumper is. Maybe he'll dunk every once in a while, but he ain't gonna play no defense. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't think anyone. I'm disappointed because from a pop rap club standpoint, this is below average for him. Like there are songs like, okay, that Too Sexy song, I think that is embarrassingly bad, but where we are as far as pop rap is concerned,
It'll still work.
it is. I heard it all weekend long.
Yeah, still gonna work.
And see, this is the thing about Drake. Drake is usually about traditional rollouts. Okay, I'm gonna have singing single here, and then I'm gonna have my song that my quote unquote rap single. And we're going to lead up to having this great first week. Hopefully this wasn't a thing where like, oh yeah, I'm trying to battle Kanye, so I'm not going to have the quote unquote traditional rollout, because usually we would have seen the video and had a single and it would have been popping on the radio for 2 to 3 weeks, and then we'd have got the album. Sometimes the lead up is even longer than that.
Yeah, that doesn't matter anymore though.
It doesn't.
He did drop a video.
He did drop a video, but like, other times, like when we're getting God's Plan, like we got that, and then we got the album, Hotline Bling. Then we,
How long has it been since he dropped a project?
Right when the pandemic started, he had dropped the Tootsie Slide one.
yeah.
but that was
like
like
the TikTok?
that was just a little one off.
But that was just like a song though.
It was
wasn't
It was like a
It was a full
project.
album.
Or was
Oh,
that
was
on the Dark
Yeah.
Low?
It was a whole project.
I can't,
Full album.
I guess
Okay.
because I don't keep up with Drake, but even when he put out his little 3-pack earlier in the year,
It's called the care package or something
Was
like
that?
that. I
Yeah.
thought.
but I don't know if that, because like he does so much material. You could tell there's stuff that they like when they put out like those the Dark Low or whatever tapes. Like you could tell that was something.
yeah.
It's like, okay, we just got these here. We gonna feed the streets a little bit here with that, as opposed to the full on push that we're going to get. And we definitely want a #1 album with this, and we're going to, hit radio hard with these joints. I will say there were a couple that, and like I said, they're going to work in the club. I think on each and every feature, he got his ass beat. I don't think he held his own on not against Jay-Z, who was I don't want to who did his thing. I don't even think against 21 Savage. I don't think against Rick Ross, and I got to give props again to Lil Wayne for a second week in a row. Like, can you believe that? I think Lil Wayne got at him. I don't think he out-rapped any one of his guests on his album. I think he got an Afro beat song on there that I guess will work. I mean, I don't think it's particularly anything special.
He's done better.
I just, like I said, for a Drake, you got to compare Drake albums to Drake albums. I can't really compare them. When people trying to have that comparison to even J. Cole or Kendrick, we need to stop that because they're just not in the same category.
Yeah.
Not as far as rapping, not as far as subject matter, not as far as just artistic integrity. And some you can get mad at me about that. It is what it is. I said what I said. Drake makes pop rap music for the club, and with this particular record, we see that's don't go here. He got a couple spicy bars in here, but it isn't like I'm like, oh man, he really killed it with that. You're not going to get that from me. And I think once again, we've seen now we know what Drake's ceiling is. He can't get any higher or any better than what he is right now.
Well. Okay.
Yeah.
Say that.
Pretty much why he's wearing the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah.
I did not plan that. It was between this and the Calgary Flames.
I think he's a Drake fan, guys.
It just happened to be,
Six repper.
I hadn't been able to get this 𝗙𝗏𝗄 off.
I can dig
since it's been so hot outside.
What you think, Terry?
I've never disliked Drake. I've always actually appreciated Drake. But Drake has given us the same album at least 3 times. Trice.
What do you mean by the same album?
It's the same album. It almost follows the same format as far as you're going to get this type of song. You're going to get a song that's kind of geared to Houston and slowed down a little bit. You're going to get a song where I really rap and everybody's going to get excited because I really rapped on this song and the heads really like this one. And then you're going to get a bunch of filler. Then you're going to get another radio hit and another hit. And the rest is kind of lost in the sauce. He's done that at least 3 times. You know what I'm saying?
No, you're right.
And he has, Drake has some really good albums tucked in his pocket. I don't care what nobody say.
I really like Take Care.
Take Care is a very, very good album. His first 2 mixtapes, Comeback Season was good. Of course, the album that pretty much gave him his flavor was So Far Gone, which is an interpolation of 808 and Heartbreaks, not to a T, but is definitely energy inspired by that album. Mm-hmm. But Drake,
I liked his first actual studio album, Thank Me Later. I liked some joints.
Yeah, that was good. He doesn't have albums that I just hate, but this particular album, especially the build up to it, is kind of like, okay, that's it. You know what I'm saying? It didn't sway me either way. Like, if I wasn't a Drake fan already, this isn't the album. I'm like, okay, I'm riding with Drake. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not going to tilt the balance beam.
I mean, it
so
did
to
me.
speak.
I'm the same way. Like, I don't hate Drake. I know a lot of people hate Drake. Like, I don't hate him.
They hate what he represents, not really him. They don't.
Yeah. Some people hate him because they ain't him. I ain't go front.
That too.
Yeah, because they've always wanted to be the pretty boy that gets the girls, and some people are getting girl challenged, unfortunately. So
he out here stealing people's gal. You know what I'm saying?
They don't like that. They don't like that type of energy. So they in turn hate him for those reasons.
He's not even from around here.
But he, I mean, he's definitely got his formula. And I can't sit there and say just because it's working to keep on hitting that button. I mean, it's kind of compared to good food. If you're sitting having a good dinner, do you want to eat that same dinner every single night?
It's kind of like expectations, right? So like if right, I think what you're kind of alluding to is that like if Drake just randomly dropped this project and there wasn't this huge buildup where he's putting billboards in everybody's city and there wasn't this weird back and forth with Kanye West
and he wasn't the sweet lover boy.
Sweet lover beat, the sweet clever lover boy. If he wasn't that,
Clever boy.
if he wasn't that, then would we be critiquing it the same way?
I would,
Yes.
because
You
I'm
think so?
still going to listen to
Yes.
it, because I'm going to scour tracks anyway, because I want to hear some stuff I can play myself.
For sure.
Yeah.
So I'm going to scour it and kind of trim it down to what I want to hear off of it
I see.
anyway. But unfortunately, this is one of those things, because we're from the old school. We're looking for an album that rides, that I can just pop it in and let it ride. Those type things really don't exist anymore,
That's
unfortunately.
what I said. It's kind of like a compilation album.
Yeah.
It sounded like just a whole bunch of random songs. Just kind
Yeah,
of slapped
And
together.
playlist.
And it's got a few joints on there. Don't get me wrong. Like I made a post on Facebook saying that Drake has dropped the same album twice and nobody cares, or nobody's tripping.
Right.
And like a gang of people chimed in, a gang of people liked it and laughed at it, because it's the truth. It's like he's giving you the same exact album, the same format, and everybody's cool with it. And one person commented, said, "We just want to vibe." I'm like, I can dig that if you just want to vibe, but you can vibe on a different frequency too.
Mm.
You
Yeah.
know, it doesn't have to be all linear in order for you to still be considered good. And I like to compare. I mean, even as a pop star, Mike had actually brought up, well, he's a pop star. Michael Jackson never dropped the same album.
This is true.
Even though there were similarities between Off the Wall and Thriller, they were still miles different as far as overall vibe of it. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like the thing that we keep coming back to, because we're all fans of music, like
Mhm.
like fans of music to an extent. To we really care about it, right?
Mhm.
And I think we just have higher expectations than what we're receiving sometimes, because
Or what's warranted nowadays, because nowadays people really don't care, I guess.
well, yeah, that's what I mean. So like we know that Drake has tendencies to be really good at what he does,
Mhm.
as far as rapping or even pop songs or whatever he does. We know Kanye has had it in him in the past to put out spectacular music. So when these artists that we know have it in them seem to be lazy in a sense, or not fulfill that for us as fans,
Just like we talked about last week, leaving it on the field.
yeah, it's like they're just like leaving it. They're like, well, here's this. You're gonna like it anyway.
You're gonna like it
some of them
because I am who I
I feel
am.
like a lot of artists, for at least an album, hit that point. Like I remember, like a lot of because even some of my artists, like favorite artists, like they've made some duds. Like people aren't perfect, I think. But yeah, this album is very forgettable.
Yeah.
Like
I would almost rather for an artist to give me a dud so that they can be like, okay, they didn't like
Let
that.
me go ahead and refocus.
I need to get for real.
Mhm.
Like Nas is prime example of that, man. Because
That's a
people
good
gave
point.
Nas such a hard time over a lot of his albums and his beat production and how he picks stuff. And honestly, there's only maybe 2 albums from Nas that I just really don't like. Overall, he's done what he was supposed to do, in my personal opinion. But once he got locked in with Hit Boy, it's like he kind of felt a comfortable niche with him, and he's continuing on and he's doing the same thing essentially, but it's different.
Oh, he's,
So like,
he's kind of evolving though in
Yeah.
real time. Not crazy, but
yeah,
you know,
but it's not linear. So like when I say he got with Hit Boy, so he had King's Disease Part 1 and then King's Disease Part 2. So there's a lot of people that saying they prefer the second one over the first one and vice versa.
Mhm,
But they don't sound the same though.
Mm-mm.
But he's using the same producer.
mhm.
He's vibing with the same producer, but they're not releasing to you the same vibes. Drake has been with 40 his whole career. And there was a point where the vibe switched, but once it switched, it stayed in that pocket. I think that was on Views. Once Views came out,
Mhm.
it's kind of been the same energy the whole time, in my personal opinion.
Because you got
They
that
gotta,
one,
like-
the song with Rick Ross and Lil Wayne. Who was I think that was Bink.
I like that song,
I
but
like,
it but it sounded
reminds me.
old.
It reminds me of
song
Lord
sounded
Knows
very
off of Take Care.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I like it. Sounded like something I heard before.
Yeah,
but
it
I
does.
liked it.
It
I
is
liked
something
it,
you heard before
you
that
know.
song,
with
That
Rick
song-
Ross.
that song
Yeah.
was really old. Like I was just telling him, like
Yeah.
that song sounded like they made that about 10 years
No,
ago.
it did.
Yeah.
I listened to it and I was like, this is something that I would typically like, but I was just like, it almost sounded
Didn't
like
fit.
they did that on purpose. Yeah, like it just didn't fit for the whole
It
vibe.
was a Sweet Lover Boy.
It wasn't. No, he needed to be a little bit more
That means
Sweeter.
that needs to be the name of the podcast, Sweet Lover Boy.
No, it doesn't. But he could do a remix.
He was
project.
talking real greasy on that. What was that? 7 a.m. at such and such. You know, he always drops a track where it's a timestamp.
Yeah.
And he usually goes off on those songs.
Thing is, I'm worried. Drake has the worst circle of friends I've ever heard. On a
Man,
everybody, I'm losing friends. It's always about him losing friends and being better. I was like,
or no new friends. You don't want no new friends.
Do you have any
but
friends
losing
left,
friends
fam?
and-
Like,
No
damn.
friends in the industry.
But I've been around for so long.
First of all
my
your friends are in
said.
the industry.
Yeah,
Doesn't he have a feature on that song?
man. The industry is protecting Drake. Everybody knows who Jay Prince is, and
Yeah.
without Jay Prince, Drake might not be safe out here in these streets.
Wait a minute. What really threw me was when Kid Cudi showed up. I was like, is
Kid
that song?
Cudi and Jay showed up. The thing about Jay-Z showing up is weird because on Gay's album he alludes to this might be the return of the throne, but then you hop on Drake's album and you're talking about friends being friends with people you don't mess with, and ain't that kind of what you're doing by being on Drake's album?
That's
I
why
mean, it
think
seems like it.
Man, these dudes like each other, man. They not really. Like,
Yeah, they definitely got to be in cahoots with each other getting this money, man, because
They all
not
mess
really
with the same
beefing,
girls.
man.
Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? They come on now.
They really
still
do,
on
though.
they still on the same text threads. He talking about I text Drake and such and such at the same time and told them don't be on this. You know what I'm saying? It's
How many
like,
times
come
you
on.
text somebody that you hate?
I don't text
Never.
anybody I hate.
Yeah.
Never.
I barely text people I like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's a fact. I mean,
That's way too much energy to be
No,
texting
but like,
somebody I hate.
but with the kid, because remember, Drake and Kid Cudi had some real mental health beef at one point.
like, I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, keep that to you. Yeah, but I'm just saying. And then like, that's when I saw that feature. I was like, really, Kid Cudi, and like, you know, him and Kanye supposed to be people.
I mean, I'm all for like reconciliation. You know,
Yeah, maybe they.
yeah.
You know
maybe
what's
they patched it
funny?
up. It is what it is.
This is the funny part about all this. How Trippie Redd somehow thought he was inserting himself into this and was going to win. And it's like, nah, you just put out a song where Drake was talking spicy and people listened to it and was like, okay, that was really weak. And you're still trash. We're not messing with you. And you weren't featured on Drake's album. You didn't even get a pat on the back.
If you've enjoyed this segment of the New Old Heads podcast, make sure you join our live show every Tuesday from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/newoldheads. You can also catch playback of all of our shows on any podcast app and youtube.com/newoldheads network. And go to newoldheads.com/community to join our Discord.